was that process like for you before joining TSA?
Like hitting my head on a wall. It was so frustrating. Like they made it seem so easy and it doesn't work. And it's like, I did exactly what they said.
How has it been for you in TSA?
100% better. I feel a lot more confident in my trade. If you're going back and forth with joining TSA, your future self has already done it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
All right. So I first and foremost want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to jump onto this TSA student spotlight. You've been with TSA for a little minute now, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been here for a good little minute now.
I love it. I love it. Well, like I said, I'm very appreciative of you spending some time with me and being able to do this student spotlight. You're an individual I constantly see that is consistent over a long period of time. I think that's a difference between you and a lot of other people is like you're a long-term person, I can tell. So with that being said, the reason I'm doing these student spotlights is to highlight individuals like yourself who came from, either not trading prior to TSA or was trading and just didn't really have a set system, and now turning things around and really being able to trade on their own with the actual system that works. So with that being said, I don't want this to feel scripted. I don't want it to feel like, any type of weird feeling or anything like that. It's literally just a conversation between me and you, because I think that's going to be the most impactful and helpful for the people who will end up watching this. So with that being said, I want you to give me a 60-second spiel on who you are. So who you are, how old are you, and how long have you been trading for now?
All right. So my name is Truth. I am 35 and I've been trading, I want to say for about 2 years, but like consistently about over a year, close to a year and a half with TSA.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into like trading and like into this space in general?
Honestly, I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. I'm in, I guess you could say corporate America now, climb up, the leadership ladder. And it was like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to depend on somebody else to feed me, to help me grow when I have the capability of doing it myself. I went to college and did all that. And I kind of never found like my thing. Everybody has their thing. And it's like, I don't know what mine is. I learned very quickly, but it's like, okay, cool, what else can I do? And I jumped around in the clothing brand space for a minute and I got irritated with that because I'm like, I'm spending so much money and I'm not really seeing a return because once again, I'm depending on somebody else to feed me. Somebody has to come and buy the product, So I saw you on Instagram again and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. I was already dibbling in it and I was just giving the market just all my money. I saw green, we gonna buy. I saw red, we gonna sell. No idea what I was doing. YouTube video after YouTube video. I'm like, none of this makes sense. And I saw you had like the free week trial. I tried that. I went through the course material and the way that you teach was just like phenomenal. It is literally like you can teach a fifth grader. Like it's so simple. And I was like, okay, bet, like I could see myself doing this and I just stuck with it. Like consistency out over time. Like I lost some, I gave the market money back, but I was learning how to like maintain that money. And eventually you taught more. And I don't know if anybody else has like dabbled in this, but you've taught more than just trading. I don't consider myself a trader. I consider myself an investor because I also invest long term. You taught the high yields account. I have one of those. M1 finances. I have stuff over in there. I have like money spread out long term all over the place, and I learned that in TSA. Not something that a lot of people know of. I went and got my mom a high yields account. I got my wife a high yields account. So it's like, no, we're gonna make this money work. Like I talk to them about stocks all day. They have no idea what it is I'm talking about, trading ease. But one thing my wife does know, she see the portfolio. You're making money. You're doing something. So at the end of the day, it worked. So I love it in TSA. It's TSA or no way.
Facts. That's a fact. Oh, I want to say first and foremost, super proud of you. I keep telling people being a trader is one thing, but being an investor is really what you really want to be. I try to tell people like trading is great money. Don't get me wrong. It's phenomenal right now money, but you need forever money, and the forever money is coming from right now money and putting it up for forever later down the line. So it's really good to hear that it's not just about trading. It's about like I said, really being able to mold yourself into an individual who can manage money better while utilizing the stock market, because most people when they grow up, their family, peers, and things like that, the main thing they talk about is either real estate or the stock market. And for a lot of people, the stock market is kind of like a big red flag to them because they see the charts, they see the candles, and they're like, there is no way I'm going to be able to understand this. And I really do try to make sure everyone understands. Like I have children, so I have to learn how to teach things in a simple way so that my children can understand it. But more importantly, for the individuals who, a lot of TSA is 40 and up, like 35 and up. The majority of TSA is in their 30s or above. And for the people who are in in their 50s and 60s, because we do have quite a few, they need to be able to understand the curriculum. They need to be able to understand the
Right.
things that I'm saying. So the wording does matter, and how a person is able to perceive it and how they are able to learn. I just think is really important, because there's a difference between being a good trader and being a great educator. Both of those have to match up in order for a person to really be able to grow, which you've seen right now. So I just want to say I'm very proud of you. That's a really huge accomplishment that you have been, reaching for and actually have gotten. So let me ask you this: before TSA, I know you said there was a lot of YouTube videos. Like, what was that process like of learning for you, and like your results? I know you said you kind of gave back some money. What was that process like for you before joining TSA?
Like hitting my head on a wall. It was so frustrating. Like, they made it seem so easy. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna do like the 30-minute orb, and it doesn't work. And it's like, I did exactly what they said. And it's like, it's so many missing pieces that aren't explained. Like, okay, yeah, it breaks, but nobody tells you, give the candle a second, give it a minute. Nobody talks about smart money. Like, I kid you not, all the videos that I watch, I never heard anything about smart money. And now it's funny because I hear it so much when I'm doing my own research. I see it in a lot of the videos that I'm consuming, and it's just like, so it does exist. You hear it enough, it starts to become part of your daily vocabulary. And I didn't see that at first. So it was like, I wanted to give up. At one point I was like, yo, this isn't for me. But I had joined TSA, and I remember you had said most people give up within 6 months to a year.
Yep.
They just like, just forget it. And I was like, oh, well, I refuse. I'm not going to give up. I don't care how much money I got to give back. I don't care how long it takes me to get it and master it. I'm going to master it because I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy looking at the stocks. I enjoy reading and being informed. I love being in a community, just talking amongst other people. And mind you, we're all spread out all over the world.
Literally.
Different countries too. Like, we're global here, okay? But just to see that, there are other people who are in the trenches just like me. Even if they're profiting like bigger wins than I am, they still have been where I've been before. And I have people who are coming behind me that are going to be where I once was. So it's never a competition. It's always just like uplifting in TSA. And I recommend anybody, like, yo, if you don't try to learn any other skill, learn to be an investor.
Facts.
Learn to invest. Learn, like you said, yeah, trading is cool, but that long term, because 5 years flies by like that.
Yep.
Learn how to build off of that. And then, okay, cool, we can go into trading, because you have to understand the fundamentals of the market.
Absolutely.
And that's something I didn't understand before I came into TSA. I thought you heads or tails, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. One thing I did learn, the market's going to do what the market want to do.
Right.
Did not know that before I came in. I thought I was the problem. I'm not the problem. I just don't know how to talk market. Now I know how to talk market. So, you have good days, you have bad days. But personally, I feel like no day is an L, especially being in TSA, because I always learn something.
Absolutely.
Even if I didn't hit the profits that I wanted, even if, I got chopped up, I learned something from that though.
Yeah.
And before, I didn't understand why I was losing. I just knew I was losing, and I couldn't figure out what the underlying issue was.
Yeah.
So definitely it was frustrating. Very frustrating.
Trust me, I get it. A lot of people be like, I can just keep going the free route. I can keep learning on my own, or I can keep going the YouTube route. And I'm like, that market tuition that you pay from that route far exceeds what it costs to be a part of TSA or any other educational platform where they do actually provide high value information. And, it's a dangerous game, because you really never know what you learn. And a lot of people don't understand this, but unlearning is truly a skill set you have to get good at. And
yes.
You might learn all of the wrong things, and then you're coming into TSA and you're like, all of this is wrong. And it's like, nah, we're not wrong. We have the proof to show what we are doing. But it's coming in and having to relearn and be open to that, which is something that is important, because a lot of people do go the YouTube route or other Discords and things like that, and they may not have had, really good experiences with them. But the one thing I always tell them is, like, you're going to pay either way. You're just going to either pay in time or you're going to pay in money. And, the one thing you should consider is that the wealthiest people in the world, if you want to get rich, if you want to be wealthy, they always pay in money. And it's because it's just being printed. And when you're in the market, you understand these things. And I think as an investor, like you said, that label is different, because now you're well-rounded, as opposed to just being able to look at a chart and just take a trade. That's great. But being well-rounded around everything that's going on and being a little bit more intellectual when it comes to things is really, really important. So, the system that we trade in TSA, it's something called CKSR, right? It is literally just our system. I just abbreviated it, and it stands for Catalyst Key key levels, the strat, and risk management. That's literally the 4 things that we focus on in TSA. How has it been using this system and really being able to like stick with it? How has it been for you kind of being able to execute trades as far as like, are you more confident? Do you feel like you know what you're doing? Like what's that process been like for you?
100% better. Like, I feel a lot more confident in my trades. Like, if it doesn't check off these areas, I'm not touching it. I don't have a valid reason to get into that trade. If I can't justify based off of our setup, I'm not touching it. And sure enough, the trade's like, oh, I'm gonna get into this, and I'll go, look at my list. Hold on, wait. Does it check? No. And sure enough, if it doesn't check one of them, I look up at the chart, it unflipped, it's chopping, it's doing something. So it's like, it saves me a lot of headache, that overwhelming feeling, and it gives you discipline as well. Like, if it's somebody coming into TSA that does not have that discipline, but you want to do this, you wholeheartedly want this, you have to have discipline. Yeah. And this gives you that discipline, because nobody's going to check you but you. It's either you're going to follow what's provided to you and make it work, or you just gonna keep hitting your head on that wall and giving the market money. And at that point, give it to me. I'll take it. Like, give it to the rest of TSA. We will take it. Don't give it to the market. Give it to us. So I mean, I can't see TSA without this curriculum. And the crazy thing is, looking back on the curriculum you had when I first joined and now,
night and day difference.
Oh my God, night and day. And it's like, some of the stuff is still there, but it's like you pride yourself in working smarter, not harder. And what is the best way to still give me the same result that I was getting in the past, but it took me longer to get there? What's the best route I can get? And that's where we're at in the curriculum. Everything is straight to the point. It makes sense. It's literally A+, yeah. A++ sometimes. Like, and that's what I love like the most about going into trade. I used to lag and dread going into like trading. That's like, because I just know I'm gonna lose. I was losing so bad, Tez. I feel like I became a professional loser. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, well, it's another red day. It's another red day. And to my defense, it kind of helped me along the way. Like, so when I did start taking like L's and they mattered to me, I didn't sit in it as hard because I had took so many in the beginning. So now, like, when I take an L, it's like, all right, next, like, let me go journal it, Yep. We're going to have to move on, because it's going to be another one that come around. It may not be today, tomorrow, next week, but it's going to come. So, I mean, I've grown a lot from when I first started till now. And I just have to give, like, I have to give you your flowers, man. You make sure, like, you provide us with everything we need. Like, to be completely honest, 10% of it is you. The other 90% is us actually just showing up for ourselves every day, putting in work. So for those who want to join TSA, please don't get in here and think, oh, I ain't got to do no work. Ted's gonna call out the plays. He may call out the plays, but if you don't know what he's talking about, you just failing yourself. You have to put in time outside of trading. Like, this is my sport. When I finish at 4:00, all right, let me go, do my normal little 9 to 5 stuff that I'm finishing up at work, and now I gotta go hit the charts. Let me go see what's going on after market. Let me see what the chart's gonna look like tomorrow. Let me go look at something that I may want to invest, finish doing research on. Like, there's no day that you're not looking at the charts. I'm looking at the charts on the weekends. Like, even if it's just for a brief minute, I'm looking because I want to be informed and I want to stay on top, and most important, I want to be able to engage. And that's something I wasn't doing when I first joined the community. I'm very, like, I don't want to say isolated, but I'm a very introverted person. But getting into the group has made me like open up more and come out and talk. And I used to be like, I'm gonna say something crazy. They're gonna think I don't know what I'm talking about. But you create that safe space where it's like, no, I don't feel like that. Like, we can get in here, we can talk, we can ask questions. I feel confident when I'm answering questions, because it's like I took the time to really go through the curriculum. I take the time to show up to the classes, and life changing, man. Like, you changed. I done been able to do some things, okay? Like, from investing to, I bought my mom some Usher and Chris Brown tickets. That's fire. That's coming up in November. I bought my girls some tickets to go see Cardi B, like, from the market. I didn't pay for it. The market paid for it, And it's just like, yo, that's something that I wouldn't be able to do if I had a 9 to 5, or if I did, it was like, it'd have been tight. Like, okay, yeah, I can make it shake, but it's like, it's tight. Now, it's not like that. It's like, okay, I got a little bit of extra room, I'm getting more comfortable with scaling up. Yep. So, I haven't had my 1K day yet, but it's coming, because I done got comfortable with scaling up now. I had to just do it. Like, it's one of those, just do it. Everything still applies the same. You just add a little extra cushion, just do it. So it's worth it. I definitely appreciate it. You definitely have been changing lives and boosting up my life, and it's amazing.
That's love. I appreciate it.
No problem.
The curriculum curriculum is definitely important. It's split up. We have the trading side and then we have the long-term side. And I agree. It's really 90% y'all. I say this all the time. I never take credit for the things that y'all do. You know what I mean? Because I might throw out a play, but it still takes you to execute it. And I think that's where the curriculum comes in, is because it shows you exactly how to execute. And, if you don't know how, obviously, I would say 99% of the questions people have is going to be answered in that curriculum. But the other 1% of the time is like, you got all these other live classes, all these other things where you can get in contact with other people who know what they're talking about. And I think that's one of the most important aspects to TSA, is the community aspect, where you have all of these people who are obsessed around this craft. And it's very hard to find that, because either A, people are distracted, or B, they don't know enough and they're not willing to go learn more. And I think TSA is very unique in this place, where people can come to this chat. You have not only people rooting for you, but you also have people answering questions. You have people super engaged, and everyone is different colors. Everyone lives in different countries. Everyone is doing different things in life, different 9-to-5s, different things in general, and have families and don't have families and things like that. So I think being in a community is really important. And I think that's something that will help people evolve, especially for those of the people who are watching this right now. You need to be a part of something where you're not speaking this language to people who have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a very key element. So what do you feel like, as far as your accomplishments in trading, what do you feel like has been some of your biggest accomplishments, whether it be P&L, whether it be in your long-term account or accounts just in general? What would you say is your biggest accomplishment while you've been in part of TSA?
I'm gonna say, honestly, building my long-term accounts. When I first came in, I had no portfolio. Didn't know the difference between day trading and long-term investing, but I learned that as I went. Opened up M1 financing, and I went, based off of the long-term curriculum, I went with my VOO account. That was the first one I did. Love it. It's looking really nice right now. Then I jumped into, I got me an ETF, hit up Robinhood, it is doing things. So it's like that is my biggest one, because it started with only I want to say $1,000, and now my overall portfolio is up, I want to say, sitting at about 45 now.
Let's go.
So, I do the whole, auto deposit, payday come, it automatically go in there. I don't even miss it. And I just, I love it. I love to go in and see, dang, I did that. Ted's taught me, but I applied it. I put it to work. And now I can teach other people. That's the real big thing. I'm able to sit down and teach my wife. She came to me the other day and she was like, yo, what do you think about my company's stock? And I was like, let me go look at it. And I did my research for a day or two, and she was like, so what do you think? We're gonna hold off on that one for right now. That one don't meet my qualification. So
Yeah.
we gonna sit on that right now. And to know that somebody trusts me with that, to be like, okay, cool, I'm looking at what you're investing in, and it's moving, and I can give that knowledge back. It's that lets me know, yo, you doing something. You're making a difference little by little, but you're making a difference. So I just know in the future it's only so much more to come with it, because I said, it's up from here. This is what it is. It's no going back. I'm too invested. So
That's a fact. That's a fact. What do you feel like has changed in your life outside of trading? Do you feel like you're confident in other areas of life, more disciplined, maybe changed how you think about money? What do you feel like has truly been the needle mover for you outside of just trading?
I'm gonna say I've become more disciplined in how I look at money now. I didn't have a very good understanding of money. Kind of at the basics. You make money, you save money for a rainy day. That's it. That's it. The general, your credit, you pay your bills, yada yada. That was it. I didn't have any other information the way I do now. So the way I look at money now is yeah, I'ma save, but I'm putting it in this account over here. Not just my savings account where it's not gonna, penny on a dime. Let me go put this over in my high yields. But before I go to my high yields, let me go drop this in M1. It's one of those. And then, discipline wise, I've become so disciplined, Tez. I go to the gym 4 days a week now.
Let's go.
I've been doing this since last August. And I started out, this is a little sidebar, but I started out at 300 pounds. I'm down to 245 now.
Let's go.
Bench pressing, like, I be in there like just a
Yeah.
completely different person. I feel better, I look better, like it's giving me so much discipline. And it's like, if you can't be disciplined in any other part of your life of making sure you go to the gym and eat correctly,
Mm.
you're not gonna be able to do anything else. So the fact of being that I'm able to do that, like this is just has changed my life all across the board. Like I'm up 6:30 in the morning. I'm up. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get my day going. Let me go look at the charts. What's this doing? What's that going? Like it's giving me like peace. I can honestly say it because it allows me to put myself first. In order for me to get into the market every day, even if I don't trade, but just for me to have a clear head to understand what's going on in the charts, I have to center myself.
Yeah.
You know, I have to start my day right every day. Like if I come into the market and I have all this crazy stuff going on at work, I'm not trading. Like I've had days like that because I start working like 8 in the morning. And if it's craziness going on and I can't even focus in the pre-market, okay, we're not trading today because I don't know what was going on. Yeah, I can go look at it myself, but market opened up at 9:30 and I still got all this craziness going on at work. It's
Right.
not going to work. So
Yeah.
it's taught me to like, it's okay to step back. You don't have to trade every day. Sometimes just watching is more beneficial than jumping into a trade.
That is a
And that's something I learned here. Like, you know, you don't know these things until you get into the right community and you have somebody teaching you the right, you know, habits. Because habits are easy to form, but they're hard to break.
that's a fact.
And you are helping us form easy habits by constantly reiterating it. Because we have so many new people come in and you say the same thing over and over again. A lot of times I hear it in my head, like, what would Ted say?
Yeah,
What
right.
would Tess think? So it's like, all right, we ain't gonna do that today. Like, I
Yeah.
just know Tess be like, for real, that's what we gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, like, so you know that's how I see it. And like I said, I would not trade any investment I've made on myself by joining TSA. I wouldn't. It's the best investment I've made in myself
Thank you.
in all my life. So very happy for it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, look, we got 2 minutes here, right? And there's somebody who is watching this and they're thinking about joining TSA, but they're kind of like, I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if I should, you know, like they're in that fence, right? What would you tell that person who is like, if you could talk directly to them right now with, you know, 2 minutes left, what would you tell that person right now?
If you're going back and forth with joining TSA, your future self has already done it. It's just you and your future self, current self and future self in an argument. And you got to let that old you die. You wouldn't even be considering being here if that's not what you genuinely wanted. Your future self is just waiting for you to catch up. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Bet on yourself. Invest in yourself. Investing and becoming an investor starts with investing in yourself. So if you don't take a gamble and a bet on you now, when will you and who else will?
Bars,
Yeah.
bars. Well,
I'm
I
saying.
want to say thank you so much for the opportunity again. It's been an honor to have you a part of TSA. I see so many great things in your future. Again, if you just continue to stay consistent, you know what I mean? The world will give you everything that you ever wanted. It's just on us to stay at it. So Truth, I really do appreciate you taking the time out to jump on this call during this TSA student spotlight. And yeah, I'm honored to be able to, you know, be a mentor for you and to see you grow so much in such a short period of time.
I appreciate it. I thank you so much for creating a space for me to be able to come in here and grow and step outside my comfort and change my future. So, you know, much love to you, Tez. You're already blessed, but you have so many more coming to you. You're an amazing person and have amazing heart. I'm just glad I had the opportunity to work with you and speak with you. You're just cool. Like, I love looking at Instagram like, oh, that's my mentor right there. Like, you cool people.
I appreciate
So
it. That means a
no
lot.
problem, man. I greatly appreciate the time. It's been amazing. So keep it
No
up.
problem.
Don't go nowhere. We TSA for life,
Nah,
okay?
that's a fact. We can never. It's TSA way or no way.
Exactly. All day. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, Truth, I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I again appreciate you for taking the time out to jump onto this call, and I'll see you back in the Discord.
All right, appreciate it. You have a good day, Tess.
Yep, you too. See ya.
Bye.